Okay guys, so this is like my 5th or 6th time trying to record this video. It's been very stressful. So basically what's been going on is for the past 4, maybe 5 months, I've been getting harassed by a server owner by the name of a Civ. He owns a group of servers under the name of AK on Unturned, and basically what happened is I play on a server to record videos, and he took my IP from joining said server, looked up on Google or some shit where I live from my IP, and started sharing my personal information with pretty much everyone, which isn't okay in the slightest. To my understanding, it's actually illegal to outline where someone lives if it puts them at risk, which I would say this does put me at risk of harassment and that sort of thing. Potentially, like, even swatting or that sort of thing, which is fucked and illegal and just not a good situation at all. But he has done this on numerous occasions, each occasion of which I've screenshotted it and just put it away in case I ever need to make a official report, which if it escalates any further, I may have to. And pretty much everyone I've talked to just says document it and beef up your internet security. So for the past week or so, I haven't been editing, recording, nothing. I've just been focusing on internet security. So yeah, I've done numerous things to try and prevent this in the future, but the fact is he's still already leaked a good portion of my information, and that's not cool at all. Apparently he did it as a prank to see how I would react, which if you think about it is really fucked, you know, especially since I have such, like, I wouldn't say large, but like so many people have seen me in some way, shape, or form, and who knows if there's like 1 or 2 like batshit crazy people that would want to harm me or my family, you know? Like, even if it was a joke, like that's like, what kind of mindset do you have to be in of like, oh, let me just fucking endanger this person, you know? So I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much into it, but I really think that it's a lot more serious than just, a joke, especially since, like, it's almost like a blackmail thing as well, because, like, I have the screenshots to show. He basically told me to play on AK, and I said no, and he proceeds to say, oh, okay, well, in that case, Zoom lives in insert city and state. So it's blackmail, it's fucking doxing, it's harassment. And to my knowledge, if you've ever played on the AK servers, which is a very good possibility since it's a very popular server, he allegedly also has like your IP information as well. And I don't know, like, apparently he thinks it's okay to document it and use it for whatever purposes he pleases, but like, you don't sign off on anything. You don't have to sign a contract to play on a server. So I doubt anyone would even be aware of the fact that he has these IPs and uses them for the purposes of harassing people, which he clearly has done since it happened to me. I don't know how many other people he potentially has done this to. Maybe it's just me, but who the fuck knows, right? So before we go any further, I want to touch on the fact that the terms of service is found basically nowhere. It's not in the Discord to my knowledge. It's not on the Unturned server. You don't have to click a checkbox acknowledging that you've read said terms of service and that you comply with it. So basically what these terms say is that if you even connect to anything associated with AK, then you give the right for him to take your information and do with it what he pleases, essentially. And then he also reserves the right to change the rules of said terms of service anytime he sees fit. So basically what he's saying is that if you connect to the server, he has the right to take your IP and to do whatever the hell he wants with it. Apparently the purpose he states is for statistics. Even then, I feel like that's a bit of an invasion of privacy, considering I doubt anyone would even fucking be able to find this, let alone read it and see all the shady shit that's in there. In comparison, if you download any app from an app store, the second you get the app, you have to check a little checkbox saying you have read and agree with said terms. That is non-existent for this. There's no checkbox when you join the server. There's no fucking acknowledgement that this even exists. So I doubt how anyone has even known about it, let alone fucking read through it and saw that basically he's saying, oh yeah, I can take all your fucking information and I'm not responsible for if anything bad happens to it. So I don't even know, you know? If there's any fucking YouTube lawyers out there, like, do you think this would hold up in court? Do you think this would be a viable defense, even if no one even sees it and he actively doesn't show it on his Discord, on the server itself? Like, if you can't find this, then what good is it to even have? I will say that if I were to have had a VPN, then I probably wouldn't be in this situation. So if you are a YouTuber or someone who just doesn't want some fucking guy who thinks it's okay to like leak your information to the fucking entire internet, then it would be a good investment to pick one up for yourself. Like, especially like it's not that much for the security you get. Like, it's around $2 a month. I'm not sponsored by any VPN company, even though I did reach out because I do believe in their products. And like, I think that everyone should have one at this point, especially in 2019. Like at the point we are in fucking time, I would recommend you get one for just your own safety. Like, you see every fucking YouTuber and their mom saying, oh, I'm sponsored with fucking Nord or whatever, but you should actually consider getting one, is what I'm saying. I'm not sponsored by anyone, but that's just my own honest opinion. So back on topic of what's been happening, he posted my information once in my public general chat of my Discord, and you guys already saw that he posted it in my stream chat with about 30 or so people actively watching and chatting. So that's already like maybe 50 people who know now. God knows how many people he's just fucking randomly PM'd about it too, leaking my information. So yeah, like, I'd rather not have to take this to like a further point and fucking deal with illegal action. But if he decides to dig deeper or fucking release my information on a grander scale, I might be forced just to make an official report, send them all the evidence I have, and then just let it go from there. Because it's not even that like I even really do bad shit. Sure, I may like upset some people. Like, I don't think people would actually like go to extreme lengths to fuck with me, you know? But it's just, you never know, you know? So I don't, because at the point I am now, I have around almost 31,000 subscribers. Like, who knows if like maybe there is one batshit crazy person who wants to fucking harm me and my family, you know? Like, fuck that, you know? Like, I don't want people to know that shit. And when he was asked if the same thing were to happen to him, he was like, oh, I wouldn't care, you know? I mean, it's just where I live, you know? What's the worst that could happen? But I guarantee you, if he was in the same situation I am, he would be annoyed and concerned at the very least, you know? Like, it's certainly not something you would just brush off. He also says in his Discord that the information he takes without your consent is will never be used for the purposes of harassing, doxing, fucking DDoSing, like any of that shit. But he obviously is a hypocrite because he's doing that right now as a prank, you know? I didn't even do anything to piss him off. I haven't played on Axe seriously in over the course of like 4 months. So yeah, the entire idea of having a system like that where he just fucking documents everyone's IP just to have is fucking ridiculous. And I'm sure there in no way in hell is that legal whatsoever. Regardless of the fucking terms of service that you can find basically nowhere unless you fucking PM them about it. So it's definitely some shady shit. I wouldn't recommend playing on Axe servers, especially if you don't have a VPN, because he fucking will get your information and apparently he can do whatever he wants with it, even if it's fucking putting you at risk for harassment and attacks. But it's fucking stupid, so I wouldn't recommend playing there. I've already talked to numerous streamers where something similar has happened to them, and they gave me some good advice on how to prevent it in the future. I've also contacted my internet service provider, and they said they would monitor my IP connection to make sure nothing sketchy happens or make sure no one's trying to fucking DDoS me or anything like that. And they said they would report back to me if anything to that effect was happening. So I think I'm okay there. I've spent this past week basically only focusing on internet security and that sort of thing, and that fucking pisses me off. Like, I can count the like amount of times where I've been genuinely pissed off on like a single hand, because whereas I could be spending my time like working on more videos and streaming for you guys, now I have to focus on this shit of all things. And I guess maybe I should be thankful that it happened now and not later, because like it made me realize how like unprotected I am. So maybe it's a good thing that this happened in some way. But just the fact that like I haven't been able to record, edit, produce videos for you guys just makes me really fucking angry. Especially since like I've been on such a good schedule. Like the week prior to this, I was spending about 4 hours a day, every day, to work on videos, and I was finally getting ahead of schedule for like the first time ever, and it's just very annoying that I had to like put everything on halt to deal with this fucking guy who thinks it's funny to leak my info like that. So, again, I'd rather not have this escalate the situation to where he tries to dig deeper for information. When it first happened, I considered like, why the fuck do I even do this? You know, why do I spend my life editing, recording, and doing all this shit just to make other people like happy if it's going to cause me more stress than it's even worth, you know? Because like I've been doing this for 5 years, and I want to say that like the last 4 months where nothing was happening, it was just me making videos I wanted to make, like they've been like the happiest 4 months that I've had. And I think it's really easy to tell if you watch my videos that like I have been genuinely like happy with how things have been going. But something like this happens and it just tips the scales of like what the fuck am I even doing with my life, you know? Like my channel will probably never be big, you know? I'll probably never be able to make a living out of it. So why do I make myself suffer, you know? And I don't know if I can answer that. Because from the outside looking in, like, sure, it's only like a fucking 13-minute video like every week or two, but the fucking amount of time it takes me to produce that video is just fucking ridiculous, because I don't want to waste anyone's time. I don't want to post anything that someone won't find enjoyable. Like, basically, I don't post anything unless I personally like it, you know? So like that, like it would be real easy just to post shitty videos every day, but it's like I actually take pride in my work, and it's like I fucking care a lot. Like the video won't even do that well relatively. Like it'll always be my shitty videos that blow up anyways, and then I have like fucking hundreds of comments about how my fucking laugh is annoying, or how I'm bad at the game, or whatever, or I'm just a toxic person. But it's like those are the impressions people get from watching a 14-minute video, and then they make an entire fucking assessment off of that. So I don't know. You basically have to be your fucking best 100% of the time, always. I don't know. It's just the entire fucking aspect of trying to do this professionally, at least in my experience, is just fucking a nightmare. And don't take it the wrong way, it's like I don't care about you guys, and I don't care about the videos I make, because this is like the only thing I do care about in a way. And if nothing else, like if I'm not talented, if I'm not a hard worker, like if nothing else, like I'm fucking persistent. Like for those of you who showed up to the 8-hour stream where the shit originally happened, like that was like basically 7 months of work for like a 3-minute fucking meme video that won't even get ads because of the song I'm going to use. So like I'm definitely persistent, you know, like I'm going to try and do anything that I can to get this fucking shit resolved, because I would like it to get resolved and not have to fucking worry about this shit. But at this current time, I have to, because it concerns me, it concerns my fucking safety, my family's safety, like all of that shit. If I ever feel like I get to the point where like I can't fucking go to bed at night and know that I don't have to worry about fucking being harassed and threatened, then I might just have to fucking like hang up my hat and fucking quit the channel, you know? Because it's just not worth it at that point. It's not worth the fucking hundreds of like hate comments I'll get on like a monthly basis. It's not worth fucking physical harassment and threats from like people I don't even know. Like it's not worth any of that. Like I know a lot of people get enjoyment from me doing what I do, and I fucking love you guys, but it's just not worth it at that point, you know? I've also like been trying to fucking improve myself outside of YouTube and just like fucking do shit that makes me happy, you know, and not put all of my fucking hopes and dreams into YouTube. But it's just very discouraging when like shit like this tends to happen and you feel like there's nothing you can do about it, you know? So I don't know. If the shit continues to happen, I'll have to make a fucking report and go from there. I was talking to the internet service provider, and they said if it really gets that serious, then they can fucking contact like the fucking police. They can contact the FBI because it crosses state lines, because I know for a fact he doesn't live in my state. But yeah, like if he's watching the video now, like just fucking stop, you know? Like it's not funny. If any of you guys have been here for a long time, I want to thank you for your support. It really does mean a lot to me.